Hello, it's me again. This time with a symbol. And this is the symbol of your magic, your infinite being who knows things you can never know in your mind only. So this is why we ask our body as well what the body wants. And then we can, because the body is connected to the universe, to the earth, to the cosmos. And this is why we ask the body. And what do you know? Why do we ask the body? What do you know? There are so many. I'm sure you come up with your own answers and your own keys and your own doors. And this is where we say also you're the universe and you're the key. And today I want to speak about love. Yes, I'm daring to do so. And now let's just put down all our barriers, all our conclusions, and all our point of views, and go into our divine essence. Let's go into this spark and make this huge and big and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Bigger than your body. You feel this little spark, this little light, this little magic, this what keeps you alive. You feel it in your body and then you make it big, bigger than your body, bigger than your room you are in, or when you're outside, the space, the energetic space, and then bigger than your village or your city, and bigger than your continent, bigger than your continent, bigger than anything you can imagine, and up, bigger than the universe. And now let's talk about this concept. And was this question, and she asked me, how do I recognize if it's real love, or if it's an illusion? And I got this, yeah, of course, the first thing is you ask your questions, you ask, and you also choose. So if you if it takes, there was always this quote by Jacques Spezzano who says this famous quote, this famous statement, or he said, he said, if it's love, it does not hurt. And I never could understand this. I never could. I always thought this is such a lie, because we are always vulnerable when we love. For me, that was my experience. I was so strong, but at the same time, I was so vulnerable. And it's not a coincidence that you meet this man or meet this woman. It's not a coincidence. It's something you wished for, you dreamed of before you knew you could actually dream of something like this. And when you so I told this lady, I told her, hey, ask a question. For me, in my personal experience, yes, this thing about hurting, if it eats up your life, if you always have to compensate, and I'm not talking about, we fight for it too. There's also a fight. We are fighters. We women, we fight for our man alongside and not against him. That's the issue here. And we fight for our families. And if it's about that your husband chooses to control you with money, even though there is plenty of money, or if he chooses to ignore you, or if he chooses to have other women, or everything together, or I don't know what's active in your universe. If he chooses to, or if you choose to control yourself with all of these concepts and suffer and think you have to fight for this and to support these constructs, then it's not love. And I'm using this word love today. I am not using it. Usually it's very charged. Yeah, a lot of people have had their own news, and it's a huge, huge field. So I'm gonna have to concentrate. How much chaos can I actually do with this love concept? So the basic essence for me is if it makes you, your world, your universe bigger, if it's the one that heals, even though first the symptoms get worse, like they do, even in the natural medicine, they get worse first and then it gets better. So it's a sign that it leaves your system. So if you ask, hey, I want to know what's going on this planet with sex, with love, with money, with all these constructs, and then it comes slashing at you, it's because you asked for it. Yes, you asked, you want to know, and then the universe shows you. And this is what happened to me, and I still don't know much more. And I don't want to know because I know it's me who chooses, and still I know more now. I know things without knowing them, but that's another one. So because let's remember, it's not about knowing. Even though I'm here sharing my stuff on YouTube, and a lot of people know so many things, but I'm probably the only one who doesn't know. I'm just sharing space with you. And yes, if you're sharing space with other people and it's creating something nice, something that makes you bigger, as something, yeah, that triggers you as well and makes you grow. Yeah, sometimes there's the dirt and it's slashing at you because somebody put water in the earth, and then and then the seedling gets dirty. Maybe that's happening too. Yes, and then you grow on, and it's not. But you have this environment where you're somehow thriving still. And at the same time, if you noticed, oh, he's choosing to do verbal abuse, to do emotional abuse. And then again, you can say, okay, why is this happening to me? And why did I let this happen? I have to analyze first. No, you're losing a lot of time if you're always analyzing this. Because, and yes, of course you can analyze, feel free. It just takes you years, and you're still alongside this man or this woman where you could be a contribution for somebody else who actually, where you can learn other stuff, or where you are appreciated as well. And yes, maybe you don't know what this means. You don't know because you grew up in an environment where there was this dynamics where maybe the family, your mother was financially dependent, many children, and she could not make her own income on and maintain the main life standard. If she would have said no, I'm not doing it, or she doesn't want to destroy the family. And but what what destroys the family? And then to keep up with these constructs, always the whole life force goes into this family construct. Or is it also because Yeah, what is more nourishing for you? Maybe you can ask yourself, what's more nourishing? And that doesn't mean that you have to split up. I'm really for marriage, I think, or and not for giving up easily, really not. And I also do believe in guidance. And if you're feeling called to do things and to stop doing things, then do them, then do this and follow that voice. And it's not that voice that makes you always very comfortable or very uncomfortable. It's maybe if I think it's because it's when it calls all the time, it keeps calling you. And sometimes you think, no, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to. And you still have to follow that voice. Then it might be the one to follow. You will know. It will make it will make your it will make your universe, your life bigger. And if it destroys your magic, if it destroys your magic, then look again. Look again here without seeing. See without seeing. Look again and make a choice. And yes, you can choose. Always make a new choice. Um, because our brain makes every couple of seconds. I think 20 seconds it takes or something. Not sure anymore now. I know nothing. um, you can make a new choice. That doesn't mean always going backwards and forwards. Yeah, splitting up, going back, splitting up, going back, and even that, even if that happens, if it creates the breakthrough for you, then do it. And if you have children, you're still gonna stay a family. And if you're in the family and you can keep it up, then maybe and you think you want to invite, if you really want to keep inviting your husband or your wife, ask, how can I be an invitation for my husband today? And which space, which room, which energy, which consciousness, which action, and which non-action can I be today to be an invitation for my husband, for, yes, for love. How can I be loved today? How can I have no imagination what it is? And all this talk about narcissism, I'm a little bit annoyed. I'm a little bit angry. I'm a little bit bored with this concept because it's a huge, of course this exists. There are people who are sick and they need help, and you decide where is the we're all, what if we're all sick in our own in our own funny ways. But yes, anyway, so but you decide how far you let love in and how let love do its work. It's not about always about you and your husband or you and your loved one. It's if you lose control, we all know that this is one of the best presents we give us, and we give the other person and the other human being and the other divine being. And yes, is this all? Is what I wanted to say? I think so. Um, so this divine space, your core is untouchable, and it's holy. And what if you believe it? And what if you create from there? And what if you can be an invitation? And we all know what heals everything. It's love, isn't it? So the uncharged love, not the love as a control concept where you're controlling yourself. And the same thing goes for money. Money is love in the best sense, and everything else is a lie. Because what you create with your energy, what you are, is love. And yes, the problems and the toxic stuff and the yeah, all this toxic stuff that wants to glue itself in our energy field, and it wants to eat from us. This is how I see it when I see energy fields, and it wants to eat from us, and it's so happy. It's like a parasite. And what if you know this and you are very fast? Yeah. And if you think, oh, the other ones are so happy, happiness is not for me. And the other ones are so rich and happy. And why am I poor and unhappy? Or why am I rich and poor? I mean, rich and unhappy. Or when am I, yeah, where am I rich, but I feel like I'm so angry and I'm not content. Ask yourself, what is active here, and free yourself. What if you can free yourself from it and be both, be happy and rich, and have intergalactic encounters? Yeah, this is a very personal also video today. And then again, what if you don't think anything is personal? What if you think nothing? What if you think nothing, in a sense of what if you can just be and allow and just ask questions and live in a question? And this is the Lady of the Lake, and this is the Lake of Zurich, actually. And I wish you a blessed day. Bye.